Good morning, people. It's very early. These times they are changing. So, following on from the 2112 video I did, I still kind of wanted to bring you the new moon total solar eclipse video, which is happening in Ophiuchus. And so I've kept feeling in and feeling in. I've even watched a few astrology videos, and I can't my intuition is not bringing anything. It feels void. It's like I can't find it. I can't find the energy of the new moon. So in my world, it's not speaking to me. So I've waited, and I've kept tuning in, and I've waited. And this morning when I woke up, my only urge was do a reading. So I have done that, and I've done it. I've recorded most of it in the Magic Blue Book for you, and I'm going to walk through it now and see what else comes out. But firstly, thanks. I have another new subscriber. I am just loving the energy of this channel at the moment. I feel there's a crowd, and it's lovely. They can see you. So thank you, whoever the new sub is. It's lovely to welcome you here. And I want to say thank you to NASA, because a few years ago, I believe it was 2016, I have to check that. I read these facts and then a few hours later they disappear. My powers of retention are as wet as a warthog's backside, in the words of Disney. Yeah, I want to thank NASA, who put Ophiuchus back on the map. Ophiuchus has been MIA forever. And Ophiuchus is it's known as the 13th sign, but I don't know which is 1 and which is 13. It's up to you, but we are the whole wheel. And Ophiuchus kind of, when I feel into Ophiuchus, it's been communicating with me for weeks now. And it's coming in, it's powerful, but it's a gentle energy. And it's the void, feels like the void. So we're going to let Ophiuchus do the talking. And we're going to point our minds. So that's kind of the intro. Let's jump back to the start. Hey, people. Oh, God, I know. It's just, yeah. I leap straight in, don't I? I don't spend a moment establishing rapport. There's no foreplay with me. I'm straight in there. There's stuff to bring. Let me get on with it. But how are you doing? How are you doing? Seriously. Yes, thank you. Medicine wheel. Did you build your medicine wheel? Because I'm going to need it if you're doing this work. Like I say, some might not feel anything at this time of year, but those that know their energy, know their body, know their mind, their heart, and can drop into the soul, anybody that's doing that beautiful, rich inner landscape work, they're going to feel it. We're going to feel it. And all are welcome here. I want to add to the medicine wheel this flash of blinding insight I had while I was under a blanket watching Netflix. And I was sent to the cupboard in the kitchen, where right at the back were the remaining 2 pieces of how I used to buy salt. This is how I used to buy salt. And I used to smash it to pieces on the patio like a wild woman. This is before Himalayan rock salt was really, really readily available. You could only really get it online. And I've got these 2 pieces left. And this is going to be my crystal of choice, at least for the next 3 months, at least. Okay, so this is Himalayan rock salt in its natural form. And a few years ago when I was searching, I went to a Mind Body Spirit show, so I wasn't really searching for anything, but I came across this guy who was selling salt lamps from a company called Soul Rocks. I hope I've got that right, because I absolutely stand behind giving them a massive shout out. Beautiful guy who walked me through a full demonstration, and he gave me a polished palm stone. It wasn't polished, it was shaped palm stone that fitted beautifully into the hand, made of rock salt, and it was British rock salt. So the mineralized ocean actually runs through UK across Europe. And so this was a piece of, this is Himalayan, but it's a softer pink, the European stuff. Anyway, he put it in my hand and he said, so I'm going to guide you to work intuitively with it. And I'm going to guide you into your body to notice. Okay, well, that's a process I know really well. So I held this and my left eye did a thing. So I gently held the palm stone over the left eye until it stopped doing a thing. And then my right hip started doing a thing. So I moved the stone onto my right hip until it stopped doing the thing. And then center bottom of my back, where the pelvis joins on the SI joints, that started doing a thing. I did the same thing and held this. And then all felt kind of balanced and neutral. And I brought myself back to the room. And I said, whoa, I've got one eye bigger than the other. And he said, then what do you do? I went, okay, let's rebalance this one. So I did that one and my eyes were like wide open. So that's just a brief rundown of a beautiful piece of work that he did with me. And of course, I bought a salt lamp big enough to get both my feet on, which is pretty awesome. But I'd kind of forgotten all of this old technology. So I'm reminded under my blanket watching Netflix, go and get that salt. So I sat holding the salt and I was in this feeling of depletion. So my rise and fall is happening so quickly. I can go from feeling really kind of full with energy and plenty to empty. It's amazing. So I sat and held this for a good couple of hours. And I could feel my aura remineralizing. I can't explain the science behind that, and I'm probably using the wrong words. Forgive me, but my aura felt full, meaty, present, embodied. Felt lovely. So, cannot recommend rock salt highly enough. It has all the original nutrients, some of which, original minerals, some of which we've depleted on the planet. So, yeah. That's my big shout out. So thank you to NASA. Thank you to new subs. Big shout out to salt. And so we begin. Put that in my lap. I rub the salt into my hands. Okay. Okay, yes. Okay. So I kind of made a promise to bring my weirdness, or to bring as much of my weirdness as I bravely can. So here we go, let's take another step. So after every video podcast, I'm just throwing myself into trigger. My dark Lilith rises, that teenage witch in me is like, shouldn't have done that. You're going to get burned. And she's cool. I love her to bits. She frightens me to death, but I love her to bits. Right, okay. So this morning I started doing this card reading, and I was moved to go and get my pendulum, which I don't use very often these days. And so when I use my pendulum, so this is my pendulum. This was made by a beautiful man called Andrew Paradnik. Gosh, I can't remember the name of his site on Etsy. If you Google Andrew Paradnik Etsy, he makes these beautiful organs, and he's a very special guy, very, very special guy. So this is my pendulum, And for anybody that doesn't use a pendulum, when you pick them up, just check your yes and no so that you know you're working with your guides or with the aspect of you that knows how to work the pendulum. And so I picked the pendulum up and I'm doing my checking in process with the pendulum. And it wasn't who I normally speak with. So I went through the members of my team. No. Is this a new energy? Yes. It's answering the same questions. Yes. So then I go in, because this is only yes, no. So I go into the narrative, and what presents itself is the energy of Ophiuchus. So what I'm tuning into is there's an energy that's going up and down, and an energy that's going, two ellipses. One's going up and down, and one's going like that. And it's heart center. It's a little bit of solar plexus. It's heart center, higher heart, throat. Up to crown. So it's going like that. It's going like this. Why have I told you that? Well, because the shift is hitting the fan and you're going to start running out of language soon. And what I'm really noticing this week is clients who are stepping beautifully off the map. They're stepping beautifully off the map. And I'm noticing how the mind instantly comes in and questions and judges. Why did I do? I don't know why I did that. I don't know what that image means. And sometimes when I take clients into Vision Quest, they'll come up with something off the map that the subconscious can't map to. And then the mind will come in and try and subconscious the shit out of it. And we can't, okay? We can't. So I brought that in and notice I'm not moving to understanding it, explaining it, drawing diagrams, creating a flow chart. I'm just accepting what is. So I'm moving with, I don't know. I'm really comfy in the I don't know. That's why I'm sharing that with you. So I don't know how this is even possible, but the energy of Ophiuchus was working my pendulum this morning. And Ophiuchus has given you a beautiful reading, and it's given me a new toy to play with. So these are the cards from this morning's reading. And about half of the cards are for the new moon. And then the toy I was given to play with was to pull a couple of cards for earth, air, fire, and water signs, which I never do. I never read for kind of birth. I never do, birth readings. But it's cool, and it was great fun. So without any ado, let me bring this to you. Boobity boo. Okay, so let me turn the glare down. Goggles glare. So as I said, tuning into this new moon, not getting anything. It just wasn't speaking to me, or it was speaking and I couldn't hear, whatever. And then I saw a vision of Saturn and Jupiter, which is the Great Conjunction. And I noticed that when I did the 2112 video, I didn't talk about Saturn and Jupiter at all. So my intuition was going to, I wonder if Ophiuchus is facilitating a difficult interaction between Saturn and Jupiter, which is the 2112 conjunction. Because Saturn is the constrictor and Jupiter is the expander. That's two totally different energies. So you could see Capricorn as structure, belief systems, religion, politics, dogma, education, anything that restricts freedom. Freedom. Okay. Saturn is also logos, time. Time. Okay. So in time, Saturn's conversation with you is, it will happen when it's going to happen. Learn patience. So there's a great wisdom to Saturn. Teaches us to just relax and let go until. Relax and let go. And that's really coming in strong. And then you've got Jupiter, massive gas giant, sometimes full of gas. I think so. Anyone ruled by Jupiter might lean into a bit of exaggeration. Okay. But Jupiter is benefic. It expands, and it's the planet of luck, fortune, serendipity. But it expands everything that it's near. So if you look at the energy of the constricting Saturn and the expansive, cool, blimey, are they ever going to have an effect on one another? And are we being shown like potentially the most difficult conversation to have? Expansive free thinking is meeting utter rigidity. Dogma. How are these guys going to come together? Remember, there are no two opposites that cannot be reconciled. This is the bringing together. Duality divides, polarity unites. Okay. So that was my preamble to the reading, the meditative process, I guess. So we've got constriction and expansion. But let's come back to the new moon, total solar eclipse in Ophiuchus. And then another stray thought came in, and I captured it without needing to understand or explain. So here's the stray thought. What makes us refer to Earth as mother? Is this the systemic counterpart of deleting the father to balance the deletion of the feminine in the system? Because with the very little I know about science, you cannot create Earth without the masculine. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Don't be giving me the Immaculate Conception BS. Earth, Mother Gaia. How about, where's father? Where's father? And if you look at one of the other hidden pandemics on this planet is the missing father in the system. Okay, so it was another stray thought. That's changing the energy. Bringing the father in is changing the energy. I'm noticing that's in my belly. If it helps you stay tuned to your body as I'm talking, just stay tuned and notice. Maybe grab a journal. Maybe grab a journal and scribble, draw, sketch. Okay, so then in came the title for this video, which is going to be All Bets Are Off. And that's when I started seeing the new moon. That's when it started to speak. All bets are off. So I couldn't get anything from the proper astrologers. I'm no astrologer. I couldn't get anything. It's like, you're talking a lot, but what are you saying? There's nothing, no threads. So I'm shuffling and I'm speaking to the cards. And I'm first speaking to the moon, new moon. What do you have to say about this? And the first card out is the Seven of Air. And I'll just give you some words that were captured. Spirituality, Religion. That screams Jupiter. Politics, dogma. Saturn. Atheism, fundamentalism, indoctrination, kindness, question mark. Kindness? The question with this card is, do your beliefs make you kinder as a human being? Very often say to clients who are talking into a very difficult situation that they've encountered with another human being, where's the love? Oh yeah, I forgot. Where's the kindness? Oh yeah, forgot about that. So busy with all the dogma and the rules and the politics and the protocols and the paradigms and all the P words. I'm so busy being all of those things. I forgot the love, I forgot the kindness. And what I'm really noticing is the first card out is masculine. Sword of truth over the heart. Third eye open. Seven. Spiritual alchemy, bringing light into matter. Okay, so let's have a card for Ophiuchus, I say. One card falls out and the whole deck collapses in my hands and just goes shooting across the table. I don't know, I'm just bringing it in. Honestly, you couldn't make this up. Mother Earth Gaia, where is Father? Feel into the card. He sits waiting for the feminine. That's the symbol for the triple goddess, the Triskelion. Antenna up, third eye open. The Father coming in on the number 5. Change. 2021 equals 5. Change. So, some keywords with this. Leadership, authority, spiritual authority, responsibility, what happened in your body when I held that card up? Father, what happened for you? Okay, moving on. What will the new moon be bringing to the collective? 5. Air, mind, illusion, reality. Which is which? Yeah, this is my face. This is my reality. Are you sure? Separation, self-sabotage, conditioning, healing, and the masks we wear. Okay. Okay. I want to, for no reason at all, I grabbed a symbol and it's coming in with this card. Do you remember me talking recently about the 5 of Wands in a traditional tarot deck and how we read that card as conflict, but it's actually about mastering the five wands. And I think I mentioned that I made a pentagram earlier this year. So I went into the garden and harvested some rosemary and stripped all the fronds off it. And then I soaked the rosemary wood in a bucket, in a round bucket, for days until I could bend it enough to get something resembling a circle. And then I just went into a meditative process really and allowed whatever wanted to come through and made this pentagram. And there's I made a video actually about this, although I don't think I shared this on camera, because what came through when I was doing this were the great composers. And I did research on, because while I was making it, I just wanted to listen to classical music. And what was happening was I was weaving the masculine into this feminine symbol. And when I researched the 3 of the composers I was listening to, they were all wounded children. Beethoven, gosh, my gosh, heartbreaking stories of men wounded as children. So that's been woven in to this. And and the child has also been woven into this, because when I showed this to my daughter, who is a grown woman, she went, "Oh wow, it's like a bracelet." So there's loads of child energy in here. Okay, so yeah, so the 5 staves of the pentagram: earth, air, fire, water, ether. Okay. We're learning to master those elements because, in the absence of the structures that have got us this far, this and the internal landscape, internal mastery, spiritual authority are going to be good tools. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be seeing some illusion, and that might throw us into self-sabotage. So letting go of the need to understand and control is totally going to help. Notice all the things I'm bringing in that I cannot explain. I'm just being with them. Okay. Right. And the other card for what will the new moon be bringing to the collective? The Sage. So notice the first 4 cards have gone 7, 5, 5, 7. Seven plus 5 is 12. 5 plus 7 is 12. 5 plus 7 is the mirror of 7 plus 5. So could it be 21? And could it be 21, 12? I'm just saying. 5 is change. We're in it. 7, spiritual alchemy. We're in it. So the sage, the storyteller. But what story? Culture, tradition. But I've always done it this way. How's that working out for you? So I've got some auditing going on here. What story are we telling? Is it true? If it's true, how do you know it's true? So I've put here culture and tradition versus knowledge and wisdom. New truths? Question mark. So notice when I'm bringing randomness into this video, I'm not deferring to my culture or tradition, which is to explain, justify, quantify, qualify. I'm being in the, I don't know, I'm just bringing you what I've got. Okay, that's my story for here and now. That's it. That's it. Best thing I can do is get content with that. Even though sometimes I feel frustrated because my subconscious wants to map to it. What's the nearest thing? What's the nearest shape? I don't. This is why we're running out of language, because we're creating something here. All bets are off, straight in the void. Okay. Storyteller, listen to yourself. Listen. Ah, that's a great idea. If you've got any kind of tech that can record your voice, journal using your voice and a voice recorder, and then listen to yourself back, and listen in layers, not just to the content, but listen and feel the energy. Just giving you what I'm getting. Just giving you what I'm getting. Okay, so what the new moon is bringing is illusion and reality. So we're in the mirror again. Self-sabotage, conditioning, healing, the masks we wear. And it's bringing us, what kind of storyteller are we? Do we believe what we've always believed? Or are the blinkers off? Are we ready to write a new book? That's where we are so far. So how will that challenge the collective, I ask? Look at the number. 12. Wow, you know, as I look at this card, I see someone so powerful that I may well defer to their story without question. And I also see somebody extremely wise who's using the elements to create. And both are true. You know, when you're creating from the void, you're choosing. And so every thought and intention and pulse needs to be in alignment. Otherwise, what you create may well be the same. So I'll come to that in a minute. Yeah. So the scribe, knowledge, tradition. They could almost be opposites, would you agree? And the same. Knowledge based on what? And tradition based on what? So that's personal and collective. Censorship. What has been hidden? The keeper of all knowledge, past, present, and future, unbiased and objective. unbiased and objective could be as simple as, I said it would help to get my own way. It was just a white lie. So you're a liar. Okay, that's unbiased and objective. What I'm looking at is someone who knows, and they know they told a lie. But notice we moved to self-justification because desire, egoic desire, has taken over. When you're in the heart, when you know what the heart desires, and you're fully plugged into yourself at soul level, soul path level, there's just no credit. You don't have to justify anything. You just be. You just be and let go. Be and let go. So, yeah, this guy is writing the story. We are all writing the story of our own life. Or what story are we writing? It really is going to be called into question. Because when you're faced with a new reality, which we absolutely will be, you're going to feel some kind of way about that. Unbiased and objective. Let's recap that bit before we move into the elemental signs. Okay. So we have some kind of, this mirror is still here, isn't it, between illusion and reality. Just see this hood being pulled down. And what's going to happen when the hood is pulled back and the big reveal? Well, the reveal has been happening for a lot of this year. Yeah, okay. So we have the moon representing itself as spirituality, religion, dogma, fundamentalism, indoctrination, kindness. Where is the kindness? The new moon is asking, where is the kindness? I hear all of your dogma, but where is the kindness? Do you call yourself a good person based on your religious beliefs? And the constellation that the moon is happening in is coming in as the Father. It's coming in with leadership, authority, and responsibility. It's very grown up. I have to put her toys down for a little bit. It's very grown up. He feels very grown up. So what's the new moon going to be bringing to the collective? Well, it's going to be bringing again that illusion reality mirror and showing us the masks that we wear. And it's going to be asking us what kind of story we're curating. What kind of story we are curating. What's our life story say? Is it the truth, or is it like the stories told by the victor of war? I won, I'm brilliant, whatever. Thank you. I've really noticed, really noticed the last few days that I can't bring my shit self to certain people. How are you doing? I'm shit. Oh, it'll be all right. And they come in and they fix and they mend and the sofa. I'm not broken. I'm feeling on a much wider spectrum and I'm giving myself permission to have a shit day. I feel shit. Have you noticed that? Do you notice that part of how you sense this censorship, it's in the system? Do you censor your answer? Do you absolutely tell the truth, the unbiased truth, objective truth? You ask me, this is actually how I feel. If you can't meet that, don't ask me. Or if you can't meet that, I respect that. But I'm going to walk away now. Okay? So the challenge is going to be traditional history in the personal and the collective, what we think we know. There might be a fundamentally new truth emerging. Again, stay with unbiased, objective story. Unbiased and objective. Okay. Right. That concludes today's Sermon on the Mount for the new moon, total solar eclipse in Ophiuchus, and new moons begin a 6-month cycle, I believe. Google it. So be really, really mindful about what you're building. Be really, really mindful about where your love and your wisdom and your kindness are, and where your shadow is in relation to those. Because all are welcome to this party. That's how we move into unbiased, objective expression, is to call it like it is, no matter how blunt and ugly your truth might be. If your intention, this is where it's got to be heart-centered, if your intention is to check your intention. I'm not telling you what your intention is. Okay. But I know nobody's intention is to be harmful. I know that. And if it is, can the soul bear it? That would be my question. Right, stop waffling. Stop waffling. So, earth signs. Who are you? See, I don't even know the earth signs. I knew them yesterday. I don't know them now. Let me just get that up for you. Bear with me. I'm back. Okay. So, earth signs. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. So I've drawn some best guidance cards. I've drawn one card and an underlying card. So the underlying card is kind of the guiding energy. If you think of it as the light and the shadow, okay. What is present and what is hidden. The feminine and the masculine, it's all mirrors, it's all mirrors. So firstly, my beautiful earth signs, we have Maiden. And she's bringing fertility and independence, self-exploration, self-interest, selfishness. She's guiding you to go inwards and seek your own answers. Because that's where the objective unbiased is. It's in the inner landscape. Self-confidence through healthy boundaries and fearless relationships is what she gave me. Fearless relationships. So it might be interesting to ask about where your boundaries are in your relationships, about where fearlessness exists in your relationships, about where selflessness and selfishness exist within your relationships and within yourself. Okay. And to help you tune into those things, what is coming through beautifully for you is fire energy, the 4 of fire. What word does that give you? Focused energy, believe it or not. Concentration. Devoting time to regular creative practice. Heart, mind, body, soul in harmony. So what that's telling me is that if you're an earth sign, you might just be a fantastic creator, just building, building, building. And there's an inherent question in there of what the motivation is. Is it aligned with heart, mind, body, soul? Scan back through my videos to the 1111 cosmic heart meditation. That is the full foundational alignment. So we build the base of the pyramid and then we link it to the cosmic heart. So it's another way of looking at the pentagram, isn't it? Heart, mind, body, soul, cosmic heart. And the 5 of change. Okay. So devote time to creative practice. And find the inner maiden. Okay. Yeah. Oh. I'm getting self-confidence through fearlessness rather than bullishness. It's easy to stand on solid ground when you think it's safe, but what if it wobbles? Do you have the internal resource to keep you stable? That's it. Okay, thank you, Earth signs. Moving on, air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aqua. Aqua, Aqua, Aqua. And if this image is not Gemini, I don't know what is. And it's a number 2. Dearest air signs, nothing is ever black or white. Duality divides, polarity unites. But look, the light is always within. If you keep the light centered, so work with heart, work in your heart center, you can reach right into the extremities and come back home safely. This is what bipolar, whatever they're calling it these days, is about. It's about that 2 that's out of balance. It's constantly reaching out to the extremes and doesn't know how to come home to center. Find a way home to center. You can go off the map and bring it home. Okay, so keywords. Duality versus polarity. What happens when you are left with choice? Air signs. Choice and the unknown, where the mind can't come in and take over and answer questions and qualify and quantify and do its clever intellectual stuff. What happens to you, air signs, when you're left with choice? What does open-mindedness look like for you, air signs? Feel like for you, air signs? Look, I don't choose the cards. Is your underlining? Underlining. Your underlining is made of water. You're being given a big mission here, air signs. Trust and surrender is your message. Goodness me. That's gold star territory for an air sign to trust, surrender. Oh, wow. To move into flow state. Relinquish any need to control. Let it be. Move into gentle, passive, and flexible. Move between that 2 energy. Move between the duality to experience the whole polarity. Come home, find a way home. Do heart work, Find your center point. I talk about the Dantian, some call it the soul star chakra. There's loads on the internet. Find a way. I have literally a grab point, center. And when I find the grab point, all of me comes back. Okay. Good luck, air signs. Good luck. Okay. Fire signs. This one made me giggle. Yep. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Youth. Adventure and new horizons. Excitement. There's a gentle warning with this card. Watch out for impatience and rebellion. Okay. I think we literally have in the field Uranus close to Black Lilith. They are both rebels. They have no time for authority. Okay. Watch out for impatience and rebellion. I literally had this energy yesterday and it threw me into a dark spiral. I'm back today. But I had to go in to see where my fear was hiding. I had some fear around something and I had to go and meet it. And I never enjoy that kind of work. And it doesn't, well, it does get easier, but I never enjoy it because my impetuosity wanted, these cards are ridiculous. I'm bored. I'm so bored. Doing all this internal work. I was in proper, this is because it's kicking up my teenager. Okay, it's kicking up my teenager. And she's bored. Okay, because she's a crazy creatrix. She needs that adventure, the teenager. But she's got to learn to come to center. Look at that grounding rod, beautiful. And he is leader of his little pack. Leader. Your little pack is all the aspects of you. It's all your joy and all your fear. Do you lead your pack or do they lead you? Do your emotions lead you? Okay, let me give you the words for this. So the youth is adventure, new horizons, excitement. Watch out for impatience and rebellion. That's where you get destructive. Stay loyal to your quest. And that rather suggests find out what it is. Find out what your quest is. Drop in. Yeah, and swerve the next adrenaline rush. So there's a message that comes with this, and it's to do with leaving home, which is about leaving something familiar, stepping out. This is truly stepping off the map. This is the adventurer. Fire is the adventurer. Ah, my awareness has just been drawn to this. North Star. Follow your North Star, but you've got to know what it is. You know when people say, oh, just be yourself. It's such a cliche. Do you know who you are? Like, have you any idea who you are? Just be yourself. So leaving home alone and confident. Alone and confident. Absolute trust. Not all adventures involve peril. So notice the pairing of words there, alone and confident. Would the old dogma have us say something closer to alone and terrified? Alone and confident, absolute trust, not all adventures involve peril. And the underlying energy for you fire signs, wants, dreams and ambition versus gestation and manifestation. Fire signs, are you any good at patience? I can see 1,000 rotten tomatoes coming towards me. Get stuffed, Chrissy. Patience. We're not there yet. We are not. We are birthing into the void, and until we know who we are, were, and will be, pause. Go in, create. Go in and create. Gestation, Saturn, time, manifestation, Jupiter, expansion. Okay. Look at him dancing with the elements. Air, earth, fire, water. Goodness me, just spotted that. Eagle is air. The ram is earth. The dragon, of course, is fire. And the water lily. This is alchemy. And ether. And look how naked he is as he dances with his pentagram. Fire signs, good luck. Okay, before I continue on to water signs, I'm going to invite us all to just send all the water signs that we know and don't know love. Because the water signs have got their work cut out. Just love, kindness, emotional support. Can send that through the ether. So water signs, here we go. Scorpio, Pisces and Cancer. And if this first card isn't Scorpio, well, the second card actually is Scorpio, but this energy, Scorpios can fearlessly dance with the dark. Scorpios can fearlessly test the devil in you. This is devil energy. Okay. So another 5. 5 of Earth. So this card is showing easy options, the gambler. Using easy options to cover hidden pain, the addict. It is the card of deception. So water signs they feel so deeply. And sometimes when they're faced with healing their inner wounds, it can be too much. And for the collective, it can be too much. And then we move to self-deception and we eat our feelings. We salt, fat, sugar the hell out of it. We Netflix the hell out of it. Or we drink or we gamble. We nurse ourselves. But here we have the first card out for water signs. Is the card of deception and easy fixes. Okay. So have a look at what's within you that is leaning heavily on external support, that is conning itself. And your underlying energy. This is the very epitome of Scorpio. Can you see in there? If I can turn this glare right down. There's a child. There's a baby in that egg. Do you remember I told you one of my recent visions was I was given a black cosmic egg? And it is the symbol of birth, but it's also the symbol of the unknown, because no one knows how that child is going to turn out. It's being with the unknown and feeling safe. That one of the oldest energies is protecting this egg, which is rising up out of the death. Okay, so we're the mirror that we're in is literally the death of the old beliefs, tradition, culture. It's massive. And having the peace and the wisdom and the love and the courage and the strength to just let it fall away. I make that sound so easy, don't I? Let it fall away. To stare into nothing. And so, because water signs, they're pretty hard cards. That's a tough energy to negotiate. I've got a couple of extra cards, which is stunning. Okay. So, yeah, so the keywords for this are shed your old skin, let go, but you're going to feel a bit raw, just like a snake does. Transform, change, grow. What can you let go of? And your extra clarifiers. I believe the 2112 conjunction is happening at 0 degrees. 0 for me is the void. It is the field of all potential. You see, through every doorway, it's just the void. It's like, this is what I said last year. Can you dream big enough? Because when the universe stands you in the face and goes, what do you want? You're going to go for a new car? Or you're going to jump timelines? And again, we have fire, earth. Fire, earth, air, water. And the seeds of creation. This is original creation. It is your choice, water signs. You absolutely have a choice and you're absolutely worth it. Absolutely worth it, because the supporting energy is innocence and purity. Wow. Joy. Choice. Innocence, purity, joy. That's what's supporting you. So I guess my question to you water signs might be, what kind of world do you want to birth here? With your ocean deep heart, what kind of world do you want to birth with all your sensitivity? I can't wait to see that. Quick drink. Right. Yeah, I don't want to do this. So, I know I've brought an awful lot to ponder, an awful lot to ponder. I wish you a creative, innocent, frustrating, new moon, total solar eclipse. And I leave you with my love. And yeah, if you need to work through some shadow work, if you need holding, or some facilitation, just get in touch with me, and we can book you 2 or 3 sessions just to get you through the deepest part of the well. Yeah, that's it. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I would love your feedback. Absolutely love your feedback. This is a very new expression for me, and I'd love to know how it went down. Was it, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I did what I was told to do. I'm letting go of the outcome. I'm setting a good example and letting go of the outcome. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the likes and the shares and the subs. I love this group. Take great care. See you soon.